What's up, my baby? That's right. Come on in, babies. Happy Black History Day. How about that? Happy Black History. Did I put D? H? What did I put there? I don't even know. I'm not going to change it. Today, this is Black History Month, and we're celebrating some Black history every day. Now, I just want to say to you guys, I put these videos up here so you guys can hear from the people in the area of that time. You know what I mean? But I put these videos here so you guys can hear what went on in real time. So you can get more of an understanding, because sometimes we get in a bad habit of taking without doing research and hearing from real people. We got a way of saying no, no, no. But the data says this, or the statistics say that. I'm giving you real people, real time. How do you not believe what they say, but like 50, 60, 70 years later, you're going to let somebody else tell their story so you can be right? So it's up to y'all to find these videos and put them together. The best research and the best person who could tell your story is the person who was there. So we can start the show. Yes, we are. We're getting ready to start the show. All right, let's go. Cut this down.
Black people have been demonstrating and going on for I don't know how long. And, we've been getting our heads beat and whatnot. We knew what was going to happen when those folks went down there, because we have seen the pigs on the scene. We know what he's like. We know what he's capable of. Just being a damn pig, oinking and beating and walking the streets. I'm sick of these damn pigs walking our streets. And so everybody gets uptight when a few hunkies get their heads beat. What did they do when we was getting our heads beat? So I don't even want to deal with why they got their heads beat, no damn walker reporting up, whatever else that's going on. I just want to deal with black and black liberation. My theme is picking up my damn gun, and I'm a mother. have my baby in one hand, my gun in the other, and walking up to some hunky, all hunkies, saying, I'm here, motherfucker, to get what's mine. Right on.
To Rome, a chair, not a chair.
Dang it. Look at that.
Who said black?
Simply, we can make our voice heard at the Conrad Hill. We'll be nominating Hubert Humphrey. But anything we can do to discourage them will be, I'm sure, wholeheartedly appreciated by the citizens of the nation. So if you can get across, make your voice heard, it might possibly have some effect.
Well, 25,000 American guys have been killed. These people should be inconvenienced. Because they have permitted it. They have allowed it.
And if they're on your side, they don't mind it. And if they're against you, then fuck them.
The Randolph Street Bridge is open.
Kill! Come on, kill! Come on, I'm over here. Shoot! Come on! Come on, shoot the kill! Shoot the kill! Come on! Shoot! Kill! That's it! Get him!
It's a hive of you, Trey. So you can follow right to the amphitheater, to the illegitimate convention being held there. We have nothing against you trying our demonstration. We have nothing against your demonstration.
What'd you say? He said he left the gift shop here and the demonstration with us. He said he's against the police big ass now.
They're letting him food down.
Remember, this take place in 1969. 1969. Hey, Jim. Hey, love.
Going that way. Over that way! I'm not part of that. All right, let's go.
I'm not part of that.
What happened here on the beach in Chicago last night is an indication of the mentality that is abroad in America today. Now, if you can tell me a way to get rid of Richard Daley as the mayor of Chicago without the political process,
It's like the only way we can show the world.
I think I'd like to educate the people in another way, and I think it can be done.
This is
What the hell's going on?
They have their order. What we did right now was try to set up ground rules. They say we can go to 18 South Michigan and West on State. Now when we get there, they are trying to reach their communication to find out if we're going to be stopped at that point. Now, again, I'm saying we have a legal right to go to my house. Now, if anybody get arrested on their way to my house, that's about the rest of it. Now, we are going to pull out of here now. We're going to stay on the left side of the street. We're going to walk as slow as we can because the general has to let his troops know down the line that the order Daley gave him earlier ain't no good no more.
Hold them there. People.
They are at 12 now.
You know what Dick Gregory looks like?
Gregory lives on in Hyde Park. I think it's on 55th Street. If the march were to continue beyond 18th Street, it would be going right through the heart of the Black Belt, Chicago, South Side Chicago. They felt that this many people would attract quite a large number of Black people. And they felt that perhaps, in my opinion, they felt that perhaps the march would swell to perhaps over 100,000 people, which is a crowd they feel that they could not control.
Okay, Lieutenant. All right. Lieutenant, very slowly. That's good. Forward. Stop. Forward, Lieutenant. Forward.
Look at Dick Gregory. You see Dick Gregory? Guess what, guys? We are still marching. 2022, we're still marching. And check out Hezekiah News. Oh my God, beautiful channel. Chicago. This is Shy Channel, baby.
For peace.
Peace, baby, peace.
Hey.
We on your way to my house, up on the sidewalk. We have missed an arrest situation once we step off the corner. Minor troops, move back 5 feet. Now we're going to move across the street, and at that point, we'll meet the conversation. Remember, you're on your way to my house. Let's move it, baby. There's going to be no gas, but when we walk across the street legally, then they're going to arrest us legally, and then I feel we got to false arrest them. You are not on your way to a convention. You're on your way as a private citizen to my house.
Now, all of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of people in front. I don't know who that whole bunch of people is. I think they ought to get away from in front because we're trying to do it so as to preserve health. Everybody agrees on the idea of preserving health. We're not out to get clobbered. We're out to exercise our constitutional right to protest.
All your songs, just be cool.
I'm not going to give it As far as I know,
All who attempt to go any direction other than west will be subjected to arrest. Any other direction besides that direction, you go to jail.
Stand on the white, please stay on the white line.
All songs be cool. Dick Gregory has been arrested. All delegates speak. All delegates.
Now they arrested Dick Gregory.
We have been told, as delegates in the Democratic National Convention, categorically, that we cannot.
Yo, that damn afro was
hot. We are taking this evening stroll. We feel this is a violation of civil liberties. It is a refusal to respect our right as citizens to the streets, to free movement in this that is yet our America. If we're going to go to jail, let's go to jail.
Oh, suck it. Look at this, guys. Look at this.
You have to remember, in our city,
Now,
we all have to have causes. Our main cause for
I'm letting you guys see what's happening. You don't have, you can still research, but don't come in here. Especially when I'm showing you something. I always like to let the video talk. I let the people talk. Y'all can study stuff. Well, statistics say this. Well, statistics say they made the black man get out of the house. Well, statistics say this. And no, look at what I'm showing you. Look at what I'm showing you. Learn firsthand if you can. If you can. Learn firsthand. This is the only way you're going to feel the people.
2 years in the convention business has been to struggle our way out of the potential losses that occurred through destruction of the McCormick Place Exposition Center. And the commitment of that convention to Chicago is tantamount to committing pretty substantial sums of money to the rehabilitation of the International Amphitheater. And the following publicity related to the Democrats prior to the convention was very, very helpful in steering many industrial groups back into the International Amphitheater. So the convention was very valuable to us.
Pershing Road is where the barricades were. From that section on, you had to have a pass to get into it. In other words, the people who lived in there had to be screened too. It's always the poor guy that nobody worries about. In other words, it's just the way things are. You see it every day of the week. If you travel the city of Chicago, you're bound to run into it.
That's commercial. Y'all let talk to these white folks, not y'all, but y'all don't understand it. It's the same.
Where my Chi-Town people at? Now, again, this is Chicago. Why are y'all taking each other out now? If you see what and it's only 1969. So which means the people in this video, if you were just born today, you would be 51, 52, 53, 69, 53. You'll be 53 years old. Now, if you're 53 years old and your parents is up in here, why another decade later, y'all start turning the fire, you gotta be careful with the word you say, but why are y'all taking out each other? Look at your people in Chicago. See, these are things that our elders have to show our youth. Look, and this happened in different places. I'm just choosing Chicago today. We have so much history. This is how we was treated. You can't, come on.
Thing, man. That's what's wrong with black folks today.
Yeah, well, let me write it down. Go ahead, Tasha. Yeah, well, I understand that why a lot of people don't even want to talk in the first place about the things that's going on because they know
that Carmichael?
That the white people only here to find out black people's position on the thing then because the thing that went down the Democratic convention is only something that happened to white folks there. And the black people understand it's something that happened there for years there. A lot of brothers say this is enough of a commercial thing. This is something that they've been talking about for the last 4 years there. White people coming in. Now they want to know what black people's feeling is about the whole thing there. Black people know what the thing is now. Black people, at the point now, where they don't give a fuck about rapping, nothing looking for action there. They feel that the hunky come in here, something with them, they ready to die there. As simple as that there. And that's the simple reason now I've been standing here for 10 minutes trying to get other brothers to talk. But these other brothers don't want to talk no more.
And you talking about the Democratic convention. They whoop niggas down here every night and never nothing say, and y'all be telling me about Democrats. Y'all can take that down the street somewhere, man.
Hey, Queen.
Hey there.
I supposed to start early if I had to make a run. Well, it's good to see you. Hey, Keith.
Good to be here. I just getting my headache to go away.
So am I. So am I.
I had to take some strong stuff, girls.
All you gotta do is start taking 2 migraine pills, take 3. Good to go. But you gotta get the ones that specifically say migraine when you get a chance. Because I was stuck a couple of days without it. Oh my God, I will tell you, I was crying inside. On the inside. Yeah, but this only 1969 born state. This is why I just think that's so important what you said. Maybe it's the way you said it. You said the best statistics is a human statistic. Somebody would say, oh, whatever you said. That was so powerful.
Yeah, he wasn't getting it. He wanted somebody to. It was just like, don't come with something you read one time so you could do this video. No,
you gotta live the way.
Exactly.
You gotta just like even if I show what I'm going to show on the Mr. Welfare Man, because I'm like, if I'm showing you evidence, I lived it. I was in the early 70s. I don't remember no man, and I traveled. I don't remember these men out the house. I remember all my aunts. They still had their men in the house. People, neighbors, and everything. And I come from a congested area. And I didn't see no parts where they call low-income houses or what. I don't see where I seen where they man was it. Only time the man left the house was if he went around a corner. And when they left, he went back in. If I'm living history, and I'm telling you what my experience is, and then I take my experience and I pull it back to the people, let the people speak. But they still want to say we threw black men out. I'm going to give them that as an example. But I'm saying I show y'all all the evidence. This is the best type of research ever when you can see the error.
Man, back then, them women, they kept the men in the house with them and got their head busted, and they smile, wrap it up and smile and keep on going with that same man.
Yep.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you lived it. We lived it. We saw it. So I don't take time. I pick out specific videos so y'all can sew it together. But I'm like, if you want to be down, for me, we have hatred. I'm like this. Women always been independent because we was forced into it. You can't change the rules now. And then a lot of people don't like to speak in the time. They don't have a timestamp. But this, I'm saying all the things that go on in Chicago now, I'm gonna put it back to the video. I'm like, if you just go back like 40 years or something like that, look how we was fighting. Y'all fought in Chicago. Y'all had the word up there, American, never, even he had to spell the word wrong because, they'll get you. I have to abbreviate. I can't even put Black History Month in the title. You got to put, that's a shame. Everybody else can tell their story, but we can't without something happening to you. Hopefully something don't happen to your page or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't.
And it's a shame. I'm going to let you say it. It's a shame that, I forgot what I was going to say. What you said before? Maybe I'll come back.
You said that they'll report your page if you say something about Black History Month.
Yeah, something else I was going to say. Damn it. It'll come back to me. What was you going to say, boss lady?
I was going to say, like, even if we just come together in this little bitty space right here, let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. Let's discuss what we need to do as a people together on the time that we have. Let's not fight about what they did to us. It's already been done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what we should be doing now. But see, what they did was they put us against each other because they figure, hey, we let all your videos come in, as long as you disrespecting a Black woman. And then they're gonna say to a Black woman, hey, we're gonna keep all your videos as long as you're disrespecting a Black man. I'm like, enough is enough. We was forced to be independent. We have a timestamp of a timestamp when the women and the man was in the house. Well, we already had, I'm sorry to tell y'all, but you can't change it now in 2022. 2021, 2023, it's not gonna happen. It's in our blood to work. We worked hard, cleaning up everybody's house, taking care of everybody else's kids and everything else. But like I said, this effery. Now, that's what I was getting ready to say, boss lady. As soon as I said the word effery, it came back to me. It's a shame that I gotta watch an effery video for people to look at the video. I don't get me wrong, I love my pastor, but all that, I'm like, they're about why people come in, but they don't want to come in for education. And then when people do pop in here, they don't pop to learn. They pop just to say, no, but statistics say. But I'm showing you I'm giving you an actual timestamp. That's why I specifically put the year in the title, because I'm giving it a timestamp. Because what happened in 69 didn't happen in 1939. What happened in 39 didn't happen in 1912, or the end of the 18s, or it didn't happen with the 1980s, the 90s, 2000. Every decade, every 2 or 3 decades, something changed. So before you start reading me statistics, you have to give me a timestamp. But they're not going to do that because they didn't study it and they ain't live it. Now you come across somebody who live it, listen to their experience. You may learn something that's not in the books. Because we seen when we talk about something, boss lady, we talk about it firsthand. We ain't never said, but this is the truth. We never try to prove a point. Listen to each, the point is to hear the experiences. So if I'm giving you I can give you from a little bit before the Motown era to today. Like I said before in the previous, you go further back more, and then your grandmother goes back to, so that's the information that you're bringing. And what happens to learn? They too busy calling us old, but your elders is the best people to learn from. I used to love to hear them stories when I was young. I love to hear them stories. Tell me, give me more.
Yeah, I always hanged around. I always hung around the elders.
Yeah, so which means you got information out there. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm just so sick of talking in code. Shit, oh, this is ridiculous. Can't curse, you scared to curse. Every time she be shaking, some stuff slip out. Dang it.
Just later. Our biggest job is, just getting our thing together. Later for white. They all grew up together. Stayed in this neighborhood here all our life. Me and him. All our life in this same neighborhood.
All my life, I had to fight to prove my love.
Myself, you know that.
You didn't grow up before we did.
I didn't grow up before you did, though, but I know the issues that's going on.
Well,
look at that.
Well, you know how rough it was when you grew up. Imagine what it was like when we grew up.
Boss lady, did I just say that? And what are them two talking about? They exchanging information.
Exactly.
The younger is now learning from the elder. I'm gonna rewind that to this guy right here is trying to give information, and then when his elders speak, look at his face. He's genuinely listening. Now, I don't know if he's gonna talk or try. Let's see where this conversation goes. But when the elders spoke, you listened. I can't. You could be my grandkid. How what had you? You haven't experienced nothing. You can read any book you want to read, but somebody giving you face-to-face info, man.
The Democratic Convention, they whoop niggas down here every night.
Hey, Miss Leo.
And y'all be telling me about Democrats. Y'all can take that down the street somewhere, man. Just later. Our biggest job is, just getting our thing together. Later for white. They all grew up together. Stayed in this neighborhood here all our life. Me and him. All our life in this same neighborhood.
I grew up in the neighborhood myself, you know that.
You didn't grow up before we did.
I didn't grow up before you did, though, but I know the issues that's going on.
Well, you know how rough it was when you grew up. Imagine what it was like when we grew up.
I did that there, but I also know what's going on there for the police.
You ever eaten powdered egg? You ever eaten powdered egg? Drinking it powdered milk? No, I don't feed it. Hey, police, like I keep telling you, police ain't, y'all, later for the police, man. The police, they got their job, that's their job, let them do it. But if you get your thing together, you ain't got to worry about no police action. People are under the impression the police are invincible, and that the police is this, that's it. When you say police is over, later. It's you get together and can be so strong and so, blend in so well, ain't nothing gonna bother us no way. Ain't gotta be worried about the police.
I see some nice afros in here, boss lady.
No police beat them up, and only, like you say,
when they march.
Come now, because some others got jumped on at the Democratic Convention.
Oh, now they want to have braids like us.
Police, man, y'all overemphasized.
I was looking when it was
y'all ignorant patty boys that can't do no
when Dick Gregory was out there, they had stars and stuff, but the older people, they had Carmichael there and a couple of other people. Baby, you should have seen some of them afros in there. I'm like, damn, our people look so good. We always got a something to us. Can't put a point on it. We got something about us. I was like, wait a minute. I mean, the afros was to the T, girl. Remind me of my uncles in there.
So they go out there and get on the job where they think they're going to harass some black dude. That's all. The average dude, you see a police, he must be some kind of sickness anyway, because if he's white, he can go out there and get a $15,000 a year job if he has something on the ball.
Those are the things you put up with. In other words, you seem to avoid all that. In other words, you're staying away from trouble. You don't want to get in trouble, so you stay away from from that, and you don't want to be involved in it.
You don't fuck with the police won't fuck with you. Yeah, put that on us.
You believe that, Rick?
Yeah, I believe it. Because if they just another man, shoot at them too.
Did you ever see the police
Hey,
go around
Dwayne.
black people's head for no reason at all? You haven't
Hey,
never seen that?
I
Dwayne.
don't got hit upside my
Hey,
head.
Dwayne.
But you doing that thing that you be hit upside
What's
there.
wrong? He didn't have to hit me.
Have you seen black people got hit upside the head wasn't doing anything that you felt that was wrong?
Wasn't doing
Well, I have seen them get hit upside the head.
I have seen that. If a motherfucker don't take care of himself, he a dumb martyr. Yeah, you did.
You dig? You dig?
That's all you got to do.
You dig, boss lady? You dig?
Am I jabbing?
The whole thing I said there, I done seen the police, crack a lot of people's head there for no reason at all.
You have cracked a lot of people's heads for no reason at all when we was growing up. Remember?
Yeah, but that was a different time, though.
Hey, nah, it's still the same thing.
But I'm talking about the police, crack people's heads.
You care about the police. You didn't care about them, man. I'm not nobody sorry, man.
Same conversation we have today.
See, black people have been demonstrating and going on for I don't know how long. And
Still 2020. Don't worry about it, lady.
and whatnot. We knew what was going to
2022.
happen when those folks went down
222.
there because we have seen the pigs on the scene. We know what he's like. We know what he's capable of. Just being a damn pig, oinking and beating and walking the streets. I'm sick of these damn pigs walking our streets. And so everybody gets uptight when a few hunkies get their heads beat. What did they do when we was getting our heads beat? So I don't even want to deal with why they got their heads beat, no damn walker reporting up, whatever else that's going on. I just want to deal with black and black.
I did a video on that, Dwayne. You missing
taking
class,
my
Dwayne.
damn
You
gun
missing
and I'm a
class.
mother. Have my baby in one hand, my gun.
But I'm gonna do another one
and
tomorrow. Don't worry about it. I got you.
you. Saying, I'm here, motherfucker, to get what's mine. Right on.
But, like all over the city of Chicago, each person, like Black Power is doing its own thing, and another is Irish Power, whatever you want to call it today. We're all people, and all poor folks. And like the Democratic Convention, and they're shortening their belly sticks and that.
Hey, dog, Trey.
They didn't care what kind of person you was. They worked on you with that thing. We realized a whole lot of like Dudley, and all we realized we're in the same boat.
Power flows from the barrel of a gun.
Did you feel that something had to be done about Daley before the Democratic Convention?
That's right. He put out that shoot to kill, man. The man that just got power, man. He just sit there and got so much power, man, that he worse than Hitler.
I said to him very emphatically and very definitely that an order be issued immediately under his signature to shoot to kill any arsonist.
Sure, everybody get a gun and go down the street, and every dark one you see, shoot. You know what I mean? They're all evil. But after it kind of calmed down and everything else,
You hear that? We all evil.
there's a different story to them.
To shoot, to maim, or cripple anyone looting any stores in our city.
Isn't he, after all, the man who coined the phrase "good government is good politics"?
He does
believe it, and he thinks good government includes the suppression of the leftist dissent.
But they did now. When they had this convention, about three, thought, when Daley put out that shoot to kill order, you understand? So his colleagues come up there and told him, say, look here, man, you got to modify this thing. So he goes and modify it, but still mean the same thing. So when they had this convention, Daley said, this is my city, and y'all can't do what y'all gonna do. So he figured that these black brothers is gonna start some of these things. So he gets these police all hyped up, you understand? So like when you playing football or something like that, you know how to coach, keep coaching and tell you, say, well, look here, Jack, we got to do this and we got to do that. So naturally, Jack, when this convention comes, these hippies and yippies come in, but ain't no black folks, they don't care who they're there. They gonna whoop somebody, they got to whoop somebody. You know?
The police was there. The police, all this military force was there for the black people there.
That's right, man. But we was cool. We laid dead. We gonna dig and see what happened. But yet still, the police, they got to whoop somebody because they fired up. They just got to whoop somebody. They don't care who they whoop. And like when the white folks did this shit, they said, look here, baby, now, they tell this, look here, baby, you done fucked up because you whooping my kids. But now, you whooping them black folks, it's a shame. I don't want to be with them like to see you do it. But you done fucked up now, Dad, because you done whooped my kids, baby. That's my man. He is judges, lawyers, doctors, and so on and so forth. And these middle class bourgeois folks, they going to college.
What you mean, Stray?
People like us, we ain't got no dough. If we go to college, we got to go on, on athletic scholarships and so on and so forth. So what the hell do that? What they did? This is my country. He blocks off a whole neighborhood now.
I'm sorry to hear that, Dwayne.
You know this, man, don't you? I just want to see that how far, you know, the idea. Yeah, well, I know what you're saying, man. It's fine.
See, right here is the amphitheater, right in here. All along here, and all these streets were blocked off. These are the little businesses were complaining they couldn't get. In other words, they couldn't get in there to them.
After all, the success of a city is based on the total input, and conventions are valuable to a city basically for two reasons. One, of course, they bring money to the city, but also there's a fantastic exchange of ideas that occur at a convention.
See, you don't know what we have. You think you know what we have. You don't know what we have.
So what happened when they took you out of the police station? Well, man, the police out there with this sign on their car. What that do? We serve and protect. That's right, Dad. They serve us with them 38s and them shotguns and shit and protect the white folks. That's what they do.
I know what the police is going to do, tell you. Look, I got my defense knocked down over here with a big old ball of handcuffs. That's not going to happen to me no more. Never. Never.
If you're arrested today in the near north neighborhood in a car that's 2 years old or older for failure to make a left turn signal, you know darn well that every
Lyndon
person
B. Johnson said we will have N-words voting Democrat.
The police directive that in giving a ticket, the police officer is to approach the automobile, and there is to be no request made to get out of the automobile. This directive is completely bypassed in the areas that they want to rule by fear.
When you come out, you gotta come out with your hand out. Your hand out. I was coming down Jackson Boulevard one evening, and the police put the light on, so I pulled over.
Oh, okay.
What happened?
And I got out of the
Oh,
car.
I was talking to Stray. He
got out of the
made
car,
a
you
comment, and I asked him what he meant.
And
That's what I was
they
asking
came to me,
too.
they asked me for my driver's license. So I showed it to them, you know. And then they told me that I didn't have no tail light on the left side of the car.
What, they busted?
And so I said, so? You know, and so they said, well, you know, you got to give you a ticket, you know. And I didn't want that, you know. And so, before I know anything, they had turned me around on the car, start pushing all on my pockets and patting me down and everything, like I was a criminal or something, you know. And then this time I turned back around and told him he didn't have to do that, you know. If they're going to arrest me, take me on down to the station. And then this time, he sprayed some little dab in my face, you know. Hey man, at this time was you resisting arrest or anything? No, I wasn't resisting no arrest. They sprayed something in my face. The little old stuff they spray in your face. Mace. Then it got next to
Look
me.
at David
you know,
Ruffin.
Boy, look at that conch. Look at that
trying to get my
conch.
breath, you know.
What?
The stuff is wrong.
His hair is a conch.
I call it David Ruffin.
I made for the game where, you
Like
know,
he
try to get some
temptation.
air, you know, because this time a whole lot of people had gathered around. I was trying to get some air.
David
I
Ruffin,
couldn't get no
that's
air.
you. No, he look like
And they
Otis.
started shooting up in there with shotguns and everything.
Look at his face. He look like Otis. Ain't nobody come see you, Otis, with the eyes. But I really think he in Temptations. He related to somebody in Temptations.
And, you know, and by this time they had called some, you know, this time a whole lot of police came around and had been standing up. And a little white rookie cop came out and hit me.
Exactly, Dwayne.
And when he hit me, I didn't have no other choice but to hit him back. And when I hit him back, this time 5 or 6 more was on me with rifles, hit me all in the head. What were you doing when this rookie cop hit you? I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything. What words he can't hit you for nothing, man?
Cause he hit me for nothing. He called me and said, "You little black motherfucker, you," and then hit me. By this time, I didn't have no other choice but to hit him back. When I hit him back, another white cop hit me behind the head with a shotgun. I fell. And they was all over me. They in the back. They took me on down to the station, and I talked to the man. You know, I said, "Why you want to do that?" Then he gave me a whole lot of static down there. And then behind that, when I went to court,
that music coming through here, boss lady.
Told me that I didn't have no respect for the police and gave me 60 days in the county jail.
Boss lady.
Oh, you want to let you get out of
that music, I can hear it.
Get out of any courtroom you go in. Any judge, colored, white, pink, purple, any color you
What music?
You get out on it. You ain't gonna get in jail. That's the reason I don't believe in that law. That law ain't nothing. That law ain't nothing. That law is for people with money. If you haven't got no money, you don't have no law.
I don't have too much faith in the legal system at all. Legally, they have to do it about, but I don't think they're going to.
That is David Ruffin.
They just can't get their bread. And one particular mother I talked to last night, I told her the total bond was $13,000. She started crying on the phone because she, it was impossible for her to raise any of them. She got about 4 or 5 kids.
And some cop might have gone into court there and said Black Panthers, and that's the first he heard of it, and he got panicked, These places better set a high bond. Or on the other hand, the whole thing might be clear to everybody. They might be starting into their program already. I kind of don't think they're that much together about it. It's hard to tell. They don't want to speculate about it, really.
Well, this goes like this here. If you're white, you're right. If you're black, stay back.
If you're brown, get out of town.
Cats say, "Hey, yeah, right, I dig it," And you say, like, all right, is it black cats who are like, stopping you and you pay them off on your way home from working in that crummy factory before you go to that bar where you cut each other up? No, man, it's like the man is making you tight. The man is turning you in on your wife. The man is turning you on your buddy on the line.
And they're starting to dig it, but they're always related to the black man. And they got a racist thing about it, man. They don't dig the black man.
Yeah.
And you got to get them over this, man. And they can get over the hill when they fight with the black man for the common cause. That's out of sight. That's beautiful.
If we can get you together and me, we get all 3 of us get together, we ain't gonna have nothing going on. If we can't get our heads together, I say, well, maybe I'm the one part about a bill and you know another, and you know another. And when we get together, if all 3 of us don't go together, we can't build it.
It's a class fight anymore. It's not more really a race fight, but they don't realize it yet. That it's a class fight. Some of them do.
That could be the way it would be. Right now, I think there's a coercive factor. There are.
Indians say, from the time white men showed up here, we've had meetings with them and discussed things, that they've always taken things from us, and it's, and things aren't going to change now, which they really haven't, and it's just continued on this way.
They want a Gold Coast back here, even from.
I've never been at that, the blue type. It's a necessary
and you
evil.
can't do this with pig farmers and Indians off the reservation. You got to get rid of them. Because a high rise that they build here, even like the 221D3s, that one high rise will, $9,600 for taxes on one high rise that replaces a couple of buildings. That's more taxes than a whole city block. And that's why, poor people are uprooted.
You should, talk to the young patriots. They're just young street guys who are doing things. And
What do we want to do? We want to stop getting hassled. We want to have our office. We want to do our thing without, getting hassled by the cops. We want to get all together.
I sat in jail for 2 years, man.
Why did you tell me we got to get them?
Man died too, man.
I'm here, man.
I get shut up when I shoot. I know that, man. Somebody's dying. I don't give a shit what I want. It's the Bourgeois motherfuckers. Yeah, come hard, man. The one that's got the green shit. Remember them cats that sending people over to Nam? They also sending people over to kill other people, man. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to kill each other. They got no say in what the fuck's going on. They more than we got any saying, see? I'm saying the cats are making better than fucking war, see? Okay, we send our fucking troops to Nam because the cats are making the fucking arms in the government, man. The cats that are selling the bullshit, whatever they're selling it, you know, textiles, man. The cats that are building army bases are making bread, and they're tight with the cats in the government. They're saying to the government, man, listen, man, protect our investment. We got to keep the fucking South Vietnamese regime going. See? So it means they send over American cats to die over there so they can make their fucking money.
Our group, the United States of America, that little group,
Could be, dog. Could be.
It ain't agreement, man.
Could be.
No, it ain't, man.
Now, like they want to call motherfuckers, I think they're gas, man. I think the fuck out of calm, man.
Now, like they
I think those motherfuckers got all kinds of balls.
They want to pull our troops out of Vietnam. They don't want to.
They
do. No, they don't. I heard it on the radio. They said before.
Man, I hear a lot of bullshit in the radio. Radio bullshit, man. Hey, bullshit.
You think we should pull our troops out of Vietnam? All right. I'm saying if we pull our troops out, they have got time to build their defenses against our country. And when we go back,
What makes you think the motherfuckers want our country, man? I don't want that motherfucking country.
They want to take it. We say the government, the little group, the American government and the Vietnam government wants to take it. They want power to take over our country. That's why they're fighting in the first place to see who gets more land.
I don't think it's a land thing. I think it's a money thing.
Fuck the rest of that
You
shit.
buy real, true, honest friends with money that.
If you got money, you can buy fucking shit if you want it, man. I'm here.
Money is something.
Like Jim says, man. You
Look at that big spliff.
Kill you, man. They gonna
That Zaza in his hand, boy, baby. I don't know if you saw it.
I mean, like, can you just
Yeah,
have money?
big Zaza.
Like, if you
In the
want
white
to
paper.
us, can you buy
The guy
us to
with
be
the
your
hat
real
on.
friends to protect you?
If I can't buy you, I can buy people to kill you. That's what I'm saying. Fuck you. See, if I don't want to deal with you, I can wipe you out, man.
Wow.
If he can't buy you, he can buy people just like you.
If I had a gun, I could wipe people out too.
Oh, yeah, your gun is small, but your gun is small. Because your gun ain't organized like the military. Your gun ain't organized like the army is,
Man, the
man.
fucking pigs and shit, the fucking army shit, man. We gotta get our power going so we can fight for what we want against the people that do not believe about what we want. That's
Say
what
the
the
pigs
fuck
don't
is
believe.
for.
I'll say the pigs don't believe in what you want.
The fucking pigs, that is not an organization to protect people. That's a fucking racket to make money.
Okay.
What's everything else in the fucking world, man? What's this war for? The war is the same thing. A racket to make money.
A lot of cats are defecting. A lot of cats are saying, well, I'd rather get high than fight your war. They say, well, take me to the stockade. I want to go to jail. I don't want to get killed. You're like a black cat, like a Panthers now, getting the whole thing about, you know, you ain't sitting in that chair with a sword. He's not on an ego trip. What he's saying is doing something so a little black kid can say the Panthers. Right, when I grow up, I'm going to be a Panther, see? And the white cats ain't had nothing to look forward to. They got no alternative. They know it gives us dignity, and we're going to fight too.
People's fighting us, we can put up a fight ourselves. But I believe that we should really have united power. We shouldn't fight each other. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get people to come in. Like, I'm going with you tonight and talk to these people. I want them to come into our circle. Like he said, there shouldn't be little circles. It should be all one big circle of people fighting for the same thing.
But we should go into their circle as well, you know.
Just going together.
When we say come into our circle, then it makes it a clique again.
As a direct result of that letter, there has been a change, and we did get some publicity. And I gave Bill an article that was written in the Tribune, which you want to read. Okay, give us direct credit for this change. I don't know you people don't know me. I'm from the Young Patriots on the north side. You people here are middle class whites. I'm tired of it, man. I'm not gonna just tell us what you don't like. Now, y'all think the cops are supposed to protect you and all this good shit. But we want to get all these people together so we can fight together. Y'all can join us. Y'all can fight. We want proper housing for the poor people. We want proper jobs for the people that have no education to get jobs. The right payment. We want decent housing so people can live. People that's got 9 children, their father can't work. That's what we want. That's why they're here to talk.
And they got it all. They got it all.
We have 2 candidates who come here. One man is waiting for one time to get to speak. Well, I've been waiting all my life.
I would like to amend the motion to asking Danny to come back at a future meeting and to discuss this matter thoroughly as a regular point of the agenda.
Well, this little light of mine, and I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everybody sing. Let it shine, and know them as neighborhood fires, wherever we might be. That's the whole subject of thought of the night. Protect your neighborhood, protect your people. Show them you're together and stand up for what's yours. All right, let's go one more time. Yeah, y'all do this. Hit it. We shall not be moved like the trees that planted by the water. We shall not be moved. You've got to keep working on those people. Because they're going to keep messing over as long as you just sit around and let them. I know that, many people don't like this kind of talk. Maybe they just like to sit around and have a lot of fun. You're going to have a lot of fun after you moved out and have to go back to the hill country or down on the plains over in Missouri, where you kick out into another slum and then you don't have no people with you. I know how it was when I first come up here. All I was living here was a lot of half-white folks. They called me hillbilly. Man, that's a
They're probably holding their head down like, oh my God.
We don't get this coalition going. We don't get the voice of people. And the young patriots will build up more and more. We're not going to be able to do anything, I remember. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine.
They're singing all our songs.
I'm gonna shout like what?
Dog get the ball. The dog got the ball. Dog's doing the ball. He got it.
He said that we didn't come back and I was going to ask him questions. So I brought some of my brothers along with me tonight. They know a little bit more about Uptown tonight. They lived there longer than I have. And this is probably about your running down the road.
Okay, my name is Jude Bug. I'm in the Young Patriot. I've been in Uptown about 10 years. And, Uptown is like a southern ghetto. A lot of people who migrated from the south to the north for better jobs and stuff like that. We had a school set up to teach neighborhood people how to, how the system works in the United States. Things from taxes, things to how Mayor Daley goes on about his stuff, about Vietnamese people, and about why we're in such a trap. Because it is a trap. Old ladies on welfare, the guys that I'm here with, most of them was on welfare too. Like it's not a stop store, we're just trying to, survive through the thing like everybody else is to the ghetto. I know this is a story that y'all heard from, that you've heard before from people who's fighting the black ghetto, like the Black Panthers. A group that I will respect for their name and what they're trying to do. Because partly I understand it and I feel it.
I'm glad they keep saying Black Panther. Hey, that's next. I might stop with Black Panther.
Watch over the local police station who was protesting against this one cop who happened to be one of the most decorated cops in Chicago.
Boss lady.
Okay, what happened is this cop jumps up and says, "Look, son of a bitch and hillbilly, since I see y'all on the street again tonight, I'm gonna blow your head off." We wasn't smart enough. We didn't know that we was gonna be attacked by the cops right away. But we were. Like everybody broke up.
I knew that by those songs he was singing.
I had to double check. I didn't want to say it the first time.
2 or 3 at a time. We got our hands beat in. Kids got shot at. Got run out of the neighborhood and everything. Like this button here. It's got all colors. It's red, yellow, black, brown, whatever. If there was a coalition in Uptown of different organizations getting together.
I'd like to introduce Bob Green, section leader for the Black Panthers.
Well, I don't have to tell my story. These brothers already did it. We're all niggas, it seems like.
Do you have any?
You said we all niggas?
proposed plan to remedy all of these wrongs that are?
You said we all niggas, boss lady.
Now.
Yep.
Do you have some specific project?
If you look at it, I didn't say that. He did.
Or how can we help you to accomplish as a community? How can we help you to accomplish whatever you want to accomplish?
Help us in ways that we needed most of this money for getting the place open. We've been in different places trying to do, we can't do it. And in ways of, if you got any doctors or lawyers or money, you're good, to help us out. And in return, what can we do for you, man? What can we do for you?
And these are the cats is nice, man. And we all should be right now trying to help these cats how to get their thing together. But they can go in the community, and also get the people in the community together, man. You know, and see what they want.
I would like to know the Panthers' feelings towards Jews. Are they going to start this?
Well,
I'm just asking, we know
the only way I can answer that, or like in some communities, the Jew is a symbol of exploitation. You know, and some communities, Italian is, the Polish cat is, Japanese is, and some communities, black cat is a symbol. So the people are oppressed, this happens to be attacked.
Whites, blacks, or anybody. I'm going to ask you straight out. What other than capitalism, what we have here? You're going to have, you could say, well, okay, you know, whatever is that's a fair profit, that's fine. Where do you draw the line?
Panthers of the vanguard, man. We're talking about tearing shit down from the bottom, starting from the bottom, going up. A non-capitalistic state. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about revolution. People get hung on like Panthers of self-defense. You know, that's hand war. We're talking about war, guerrilla war, urban guerrilla war. It's going to be tried. So we're not talking about trying to, you know, we've been trying all these things you've been talking about, man. You know, no good. For these brothers' sake, it's no good.
Helping these guys is all very nice, but it's also a lot of liberal bullshit.
We've just played the great liberal game of being very interested in what's going on someplace else.
I am tired, man, of every time people saying to me, we are nothing but goddamn white nose, black sons of bitches, no good. Wait a minute. We are ready to do action now. If there is action now. A lot of you guys have got a lot of talk and knocking us fine. And I think we've got a lot to learn. But if there's anybody who feels that in any way that they have been pushed by police, we will do what we can, action now, by going to see Brack personally, if necessary to arrange a march, if necessary to put it in Royco's column. Now what else can you do aside from shoot the cop? Now if you've got a program or an answer other than criticism, tell us.
To support people's power. That's what this little campaign button is all about that we've been passing around to people. People that want to take over and have a government for themselves, that they'll be treated right. That's what it's all about. I want to introduce a man who come over tonight from another part of town, but he's fighting for some of the same causes we're fighting for, and start the meeting.
My sister-in-law, she came up and said that the cops were out there registering my brother, and we went out there, and there was one of them cops were sitting at a knife in my brother behind, just sticking. I went up and I asked him what he was doing. He said, it's none of your business. He told me to get out of there. Asked me who I was, and I said I was his sister.
What I would say, I didn't want to keep stopping it. I got to play another video. It Boss Lady want to break that video down. Cha-ching. But no, pew pew. You know, Pastor Live, right? Boss Lady. Boss Lady. All right. What I will say, the only problem we got here, why this can't work, because when push come to shove and them cops come, we can't pull out nothing. They taking us out on the spot where they, even though they working together, but if we can still have the working together part, that is great. But back in that time, it as you see, they were trying, but at the end of the day, when they have to, they got one boss lady. I should be hearing you, not reading you. But so that's complicated. That's a relationship called when you say complicated, that's a complicated relationship right there. Now, if they would have kept doing that, maybe things would have gotten better. But they keep mentioning the Black Panthers. So we're going to check out the Black Panthers, baby. Let's get this party going. Let's check it out. It's Black History Month. Where you go, boss lady? Oh, I see you. Past B, but you know what happened, right? You see no chats there, right? He's live, but you see there's no chat there. They done went and turned his page to a kid page. I'm like, he live? I can't even live. There's no chat. And then I look down, they done made his page a kid's page. That's why nobody barely in there. Because he don't know.
Alien? You talking about Alien?
Pastor Pete.
Really?
Yeah, he's live right now. Then I looked at it, there's no chat, and I looked under the thing and said kids. I wait till he find out. And they said no more travel for you. You a kid now.
He probably don't even know that.
You don't.
He don't even know. He don't know that about YouTube. So he gonna probably do something or say something, and they gonna be like, "Click." He ain't gonna know why.
He got 5 pages. He good. He good. He got a Pastor P page too. All right, boss lady, break it down. What's 41st and Central? You heard of that street before?
Yes, I heard of it.
Good. I went to Chicago. Now, guess what, guys? We taking a trip to Los Angeles. Now, boss lady, if you got something to say, let me know, because I know for a fact.
Okay, yeah, this is California. Let's go.
I'm trying to make it go. Okay, now it's going. Please don't start with music. Okay, here we go.
No, let's go. It's just the same. That let's go is the saying, not I mean let's go like her. Yeah, it's just the same.
Now we went from Chicago. Now we in California. Oh my God, boss lady, this how you started off? Yeah, I remember that. That picture right there caused a lot of and that one right there, it caused a lot of. Look how they sat around. Let me see if we stop the music.
And they still treating us basically the same way. My name is Gregory Montel Everett, filmmaker, and currently I have in pre-production, along with Film Revolution 2027, the true story of the Southern California chapter of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Here are some snippets I'm about to show you.
Now remember, this particular video is the true story behind the Panthers. So this is from the beginning, so it's going to tell you exactly what they stood for and all these other, if you don't know, about 41st and Central. It says a liberated territory. So I want y'all to see how, just the same way you saw how they fought in Chicago. A lot of people know this history, especially the young ones. So why you took up, if you didn't like them killing us, killing us, why are you now killing us, killing us? Why are you still puming us? And You don't hear in none of these videos when we had something to fight for. You ain't have that, oh, women must stay home. You know why? Okay, women was always by their side. Women got to stay out. No, that's all we know what to do is fight. That's all we know how to do. Y'all didn't do nothing by yourself. Show me somewhere where y'all did something by yourselves without the woman next to you. Where all this feminism y'all talking? We still feminine. We was feminine when we was always helping you. Hello? I don't care what research say. I'm going by what I see. This is what I see.
From the project, and hopefully it'll whet your appetite, and you may want to come on board to give us a hand with this project. That's why I put this trailer together. So I hope you enjoy it. All power to the people. Check it out.
Extreme paranoia, just riding down the street from one place to the next. Because they're steady watching for the police. Because we figured they're steady watching for us. And if they stopped us, it was going to be a shootout.
The Black Panther Party was looked at as the #1 threat to the internal security of the United States of America. These are word by word, verbatim quotes from J. Edgar Hoover.
These racist Gestapo pigs have to stop brutalizing our community, or we're going to take up guns, we're going to drive them out.
Soon the Panthers and law enforcement were embroiled in an all-out war, as evidenced by this raid on the Panther Party office on Central Avenue in Los Angeles in 1969.
41st and Central is the story of 11 Panthers versus 300 police officers.
Wow.
In a 6-hour gun battle. SWAT had been formed for the sole purpose of killing the Black Panthers in their sleep.
Oh.
Let's leave here. Shootout.
You remember them days,
It's
Force
the story of
Lady?
Roland Freeman,
Or was that before
one of
you?
the original organizers of the Southern California
Not that much
chapter of the
before
Black
you.
Panther Party for Self-Defense, who survived that shootout with multiple gunshot wounds. It's also the story of Bunchy Carter, who formed the LA chapter, only to be murdered about a year later by Ron Karenga's US organization on UCLA's campus.
What happened to your son?
What happened to him?
Can you tell us?
He was killed at UCLA. They said by the US organization.
Yeah, Ron Karenga, the guy that started Kwanzaa. It's also the story of Elmer Geronimo Pratt. The LAPD tried to pin the Manson murders on him, and when that didn't work, they framed him with some other trumped-up murder charges. Jonathan Jackson, who left Los Angeles to liberate his brother from a Marion County courthouse and ended up taking the courtroom hostage. And it's the story of my father, Jeffrey Everett, a member of the LA chapter's elite squad, who after almost 30 years, I reunited with Roland Freeman to find out the circumstances of which his best friends were killed by the LAPD.
We're on our way now to the interview to review also the documentation of certain events and activities of the Black Panther Party. I believe it would be by Roland Freeman. Going to review his papers and documents, and he has this is an opportunity just to sit down and even talk to him about our joint experiences and his experiences, and iron out some of the hearsay. I just want to just ask him, did this really happen? Did that really happen? I really look forward to this opportunity.
Revolution knows no compromise. Revolution overturns and destroys everything that gets in its way.
The only way somebody can enslave you is that you don't fight back.
I knew that.
The only way you can be enslaved and be continued to be enslaved for hundreds of years is that you rather live than to fight that tyranny.
There was a few of us that said we do or die.
Right.
That's the few of us that we were a part of. They
Right.
said, no, we gonna do or die doing.
FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover today asserted that of the black extremist groups, the Black Panthers represent the greatest internal threat to the nation. In his report for fiscal year 1969, Hoover said the Panthers have perpetrated numerous assaults on police and have engaged in violent confrontations throughout the country.
See, people need to know what the Black Panther Party was about.
We want freedom. We want the power to determine the destiny of our black communities. We want full employment for our people. We want an end to the robbery by the capitalists of our black community. We want decent housing, fit for shelter for human beings. We want education for our people that exposes the true nature of this decadent American society. We want education that teaches us our true history and our role in the present day society. We want all black men exempt from military service. And we want immediate end to police brutality and murder of black people. We want freedom for all black men held in federal, state, county, and city prisons and jails. We want all black people, when brought to trial, to be tried by a jury of their peer group. Our people from their black communities as defined by the Constitution of the United States. We want land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice, and peace.
Watts, Compton, and South Central. These Los Angeles neighborhoods have been home to African Americans since the 1940s, when many blacks migrated here in the hope of escaping Southern racism. But when they arrived, most found that racism and poverty were inescapable. Frustrated with the inequality they faced, hundreds of young black men turned to gang life.
You had the gang thing, but people wasn't going out fighting each other and all that kind of stuff. The hardcore was in the gangs. You know, then when the riot jumped off, then everybody united against the police.
Now let me ask you this, which gangs were they?
That was Slauson, businessmen, bartenders, that's where I was from, Vineyard, Boot Hill, rebel rousers, it was farmers, it was Compton had they, you know, but I was over on the west side. But anyway, when the riot jumped off, a certain consciousness took place. And it, you know, ran the police out, then the National Guard came back in, and then the police came back in and just started killing people.
Oh, you see how you hit him in the face? Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I have come to Los Angeles at the invitation of a number of concerned individuals and major organizations.
But it didn't work like that.
I say this, sure we like to be nonviolent, but we up here in Los Angeles area, we're not doing that other cheap.
He was booed, hurt, deeply hurt, and profoundly puzzled by being booed by black people.
In response to this type of harassment, Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale started.
Damn it.
They can't stop anything we're doing as a legitimate political.
Got no time for no strikes.
Shoot us and shoot tear gas in office and drag people off to jail like they've lost.
Yeah, I might be anywhere, but when I leave, you remember I said with the last words on my lips.
Murdered Malcolm X, but they would also kill his ideas. But I'm here to tell you that Malcolm X's ideas would be stronger now than they were when he was alive.
By the time 67 came around, when the party started in about August of 67, this is why the party blew up like it did, because all of those people that age level that had became politically conscious had something they could relate to. And so, you know, the people that was down, they just came into the party, and then the party just started going and just took off. And it's a very critical thing that happened in LA as far as the Black Panther Party. It started in Oakland and Bay Area, but when it came down to the foot soldiers and organizing, LA, you know, it's very organized.
Bunchy Carter got out of Soledad. Okay, he went to in Oakland. When they met Bunchy, they said, "Oh man, we got to have an LA chapter."
We'd heard about Bunchy Carter, but we couldn't find him. When we did find him, we found out that he was still in jail for some gang rap. And he had declared that when he returned, he'd be totally committed to the party.
And more Panthers were killed.
Right here in LA, yeah. Half the Panthers got killed.
Boss lady. Hello.
Southern California. This was a page in the Black Panther newspaper. And it had a picture of all the brothers that had got killed up to that time. Show me there. And if you look, you can see all the ones that's from LA. John Savage, Sylvester Bell, he gets killed in San Diego. Daniel Clark, he was from LA.
19 years old.
Walter Touré Pope, he was from
20
LA.
years old.
Franco.
He's a baby.
Bunchy, John.
If they 18, they 17, 18, and better. Y'all young folks better shut up. Y'all young folks better shut up and stop trying to rewrite history. Stop trying to rewrite history by telling us about some relationship problems and who should be the top man, the top man, the wife, the kids, everybody. No, stop trying to rewrite history. The truth is right here in your face. It's in your face. These are babies. And they worrying about their people. What are y'all doing now, young bucks? Besides changing history and pushing agendas against your own people. You push agendas against your own people. What you saying for these young men who lost their lives, you say this is how you thank them? This is how you thank them? By hurting each other, turning against your women, turning against your kids. This is what all these lives, this is one of many. This is one of many things we did to push our people forward. Push our people forward. 2022. Now, we doing worse now than what they did then. We doing worse. We can't even get along as people, as freaking genders. Now, boss lady, if you hear me, let me know when you come back in, because I want to know, did you know when this was taking place? And maybe you want to give additional information, what age did you around, or by that time, you moved from that area to the other side, and what was going on your side.
At the University of California at Los Angeles, 2 Black Panthers were shot to death during a black students' meeting on the campus last Friday.
2 FBI informants in the United Slaves had shot and killed Bunchy Carter and John Huggins on the UCLA campus.
Well, in California, there was a rivalry between the Black Panthers and a group called U.S. United Slaves. Materials were sent and information given to the United Slaves in an effort to get them to make an attack on the Panthers. And in fact, there was an attack made and 2 Panthers were killed.
Us organization slapped a member of the Black Panther Party at the time, Elaine Brown.
One with John Huggins, so when she told him that somebody from the US organization had slapped her, she pulled his pistol out.
This guy named Tawala had come in and just sat down. John started talking to Tawala and confronting him about something. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but you could tell by the body language. Tawala said to John, "Fuck you." John grabbed for him and started punching. And as he started punching, Bunchy reached over to try to stop John. And just as he did that, it was really ironic. He looked back very, very quickly, like his street understanding. He's smart. There's something ain't right about this. He looked back, and just as that happened, the gunshot went off.
2 brothers, supposedly Steiner brothers, supposedly steps out from behind the doors and open fire and kills John and kills Bunchy. The government or whoever, Power, COINTEL, whatever, they were able to kill the party when they killed Bunchy. When they killed Bunchy, they killed the party. We just didn't know it.
Bunchy needed more self-control.
Robert, Steve.
Let
all
me see
these
Tommy Lewis. My father's always talking about him.
That's Tommy there. He's dead. This is a picture of him dead. That's Steve Bartholomew. I mean, that's Tommy Robert Lawrence. That's Steve Bartholomew.
Vietnam War. My friend Robert Lawrence, he was in Vietnam. We were in the Marine Corps together.
I said, shotgun.
The unit was so racist, I begged to go to Vietnam. They let me go because they did my shoulder and had a profile. But Robert was out, he got out. He would do, because Robert's goal was
Women again.
He wanted to be a journalist. Number 2, July. And they all and I heard the cop talk in terms of detention. I heard that again. They begin to even use the language. Identifying the brother on the ground with the Vietnamese and the Viet Cong.
Police in our community occupy our area, our community as a foreign troop occupies territory.
And we're just not concerned about the Vietnam War per se. We are concerned about the survival of black people in this country. And that we cannot survive if we go fight some yellow man in Vietnam who ain't never called us nigger.
He said when he was in Vietnam, he said he was overrun by some VC. And on the way back, a VC pointed a piece in his face and said, "Black man, what are you doing over here?" What an experience that must be.
The Criminal Conspiracy Unit of LAPD, their mission in life was to investigate extremist groups, primarily the Black Panthers.
The Black
Hey,
Panthers,
Peanut,
as we all know,
welcome.
were destroyed as an organization through these illegal FBI operations.
FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover today asserted that of the black extremist groups, the Black Panthers represent the greatest internal threat to the nation.
So the FBI's racial squad and the LAPD's criminal conspiracy section worked literally hand in hand in bringing down the LA Black Panther Party and its leadership, Pratt in particular.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Leader of the Panthers, and now the FBI had to get rid of Pat.
Geronimo Pratt was a Vietnam veteran. He'd been a paratrooper and won many medals in Vietnam.
I gotta keep I don't be hit with too many copyright strikes, so sorry.
On how to defend the office against attack. He was the defense minister. So he was clearly somebody that the FBI was out to neutralize.
I was charged with the Tate LeBlanc murder before Charles Manson was charged with. You know, because they had off the pig on the wall in blood.
The killers printed the word pig in Sharon Tate's blood on the outside of the front door of the Tate residence. On the refrigerator door, they also printed the words "death to pigs" and "rise" in Leno's blood.
They picked me up for that before they even suspected Charles Manson. That'll give you an idea of how often I would be picked up and detained.
And so they tried to find some other case to bring against him. And they finally decided on an unsolved murder case called the tennis court murder that came out of Santa Monica and charged him with this.
They knew that they had this unsolved murder. And what we were told was that if, in fact, Pratt was not convicted in the shootout trial, which in fact he wasn't, then they had to come up with something else. They weren't going to let him out of jail.
No matter what he did in 1968 or 69 as a Black Panther, he was arrested and charged with a murder. He went to trial, and he didn't know the following things. Neither he nor the defense attorney knew that the FBI was communicating daily with the LA Police Department to try to get him arrested. Chief witness against him was also an FBI informant threatened by the FBI with a machine gun charge. He was Butler was out on parole at that time, on probation, He was alleged to have had a machine gun. The FBI could have locked him up for 5 years if they'd wanted to. So all of the circumstances were set to create a witness against Pratt who would cooperate rather than go to jail himself.
Julius Butler said it's Pratt's trout. He was not an FBI informant. We have a ton of material that clearly indicates that Butler was an FBI informant. As an example, here we have an FBI Federal Bureau of Investigation, August 19th, 1969, and all the information he was giving the FBI during that interview. Butler said that he has written a letter containing information relating to an involvement of BP members in an affair that could put them in a gas chamber.
Now, according to the FBI's own records, their own telephone taps, they later realized that Geronimo Pratt was in Oakland at the time of the tennis court murder.
The ballistics person came in and testified that the bullet taken from the victim did not match ballistically the barrel of the gun.
He didn't know that the FBI had put informants in his defense camp that were reporting back to the FBI what Pratt and his attorneys were planning and talking about. Clearly, that's a constitutional breach. Pratt didn't know that one of the witnesses had identified somebody else as the murderer a year earlier against him. That didn't come out.
I recall when the movie came out, The Panther, and I got the movie called Panther, and I bought the book called The Making of the Movie. And I actually saw the names of my friends who got killed. It was a great emotional experience.
And your friends, they were killed by whom?
Well, I'm speaking now, Robert, Steve, Tommy, Robert, Lawrence, Steve Bartholomew, and Tommy were killed by the police on Washington and Montclair.
The police drew down on us, what you told me.
And Steve Bartholomew, he said, no, don't shoot him, he's unarmed, he's unarmed. But we shot him in the mouth. So we shot him in the mouth, but that didn't, there wasn't no vital organ to kill him. He laid there bleeding. And I'm told another policeman came out and finished him off. But Robert, he came out blasted. The Tommy came out blasted. This is what I'm told. I wasn't there. Just all people go by. They said, I want to hear Roy something. I hear it. Yeah, that's it. A Mossberg. That's what I had. That's kind of, I said, I want one just like you guys. Yeah, and we sorted off. You know. Think about the brothers got killed.
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Oh, man.
What's good? Hey, what's up? Must be living right. Huh?
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. My.
You must be set free. 15 cents.
Well, I managed to forget quite a few till this movie came out. Panther.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a movie, so I found it repulsive.
That's when my brother was down in San Diego. That's when they buried Jonathan Jackson. This is when the US people shot my brother.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Punk ass man.
So, what are we looking at here now?
This is a shootout on
Oh, Jesus.
This
Man.
is me right there. This is after.
Jesus, that's when you're on the streets?
Yeah, this is.
You come out.
Yeah. And I was wounded and I couldn't move my right arm. So. Peaches came out.
December 8th, 1969, Los Angeles, Special Weapons and Tactics.
And she came out when nobody gonna come out first. It's like we had been in this battle with these police for like 5 hours, 5 hours shooting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's like we knew that we wasn't gonna get out of there. We knew that eventually they was gonna come in there and kill us all. But as far as us giving up, it's like, well, you know, common sense say to give up, but it's like I'm not gonna be the first one to go out there.
I know you're not.
I'm not going out there first. Say, hey, but we'll just stay in here and wait till they come in here. Because you know, and she like, well, I'll go. I'm like, well, hey, you go then. Because the rest of them, will nobody else go out. So she the only one that said she would go out. So then when she went out and waved a little flag, I guess, you know, one thing about the system, police, these white people, is when you stand up and fight them tit for tat, they be ready to quit just like you are. You know. As long as you let them run over you and abuse you and misuse you, they'll get a high on it and just keep going and just, you know, just fall up. And once you stand up to them, they'll back off of there. You know, because see, when they ran in there, and
look at that black woman's face. Her face was serious.
Melvin Cotton Smith.
Look at that. And y'all turned against the black woman. And y'all turned against the black woman.
So what did they think?
And you hate the black woman in 2022. You hate the black woman. But did you see that lady's face? She was serious. And she was a brave heart. She was the first one out. The first one out. That's bravery. To walk out that door knowing that they pum-pums is cocked and ready. Their pum-pum is cocked and ready.
What we was gonna do? You gonna come at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, Eric, welcome.
The army gonna kill us. You just killed Fred Hampton 4 days earlier. Yes. And then what did you think we was gonna do? They're shooting back. Yeah. You know, this is what the police said. They're shooting back. You know, this is why I'm alive today. That's right. Because they was cowards, and they didn't want to come in that building because
they want to make it home to their kids.
You know, but they knew they was wrong in the first place. But it was just they came for a hit, huh? They came to kill us. They came to kill everybody.
Los Angeles Combat Zone.
There's 2 women in there and 9 men. They came in there to kill everybody in there.
Now, see, this gets me right here. Now, you know this.
Tommy, Steve, and Robert.
This is my part here. See,
right?
Because, like I said, me and Robert went to Manual Arts together.
Is that right?
We was Marine Corps together. We were stationed together. He stayed with us. He wasn't around his family. He lived
Happy
with
Black
us.
History
We all
Month,
stayed together
guys.
in the same house. Okay. So I was just grateful that I wasn't there with him. But there's another feeling that goes with that.
Well, you couldn't fit. It was in a Volkswagen. It couldn't fit 4 people in it.
Okay.
There was 4 people in it.
Okay.
Steve, his brother, Tommy, and Robert. Tommy and Robert was in there. I think Tommy and his brother was in the back seat. Okay. And then Steve and Robert was in the front seat. But when they pulled up to the gas station, the only reason they pulled in the gas station is Steve's brother had to go to the bathroom. Okay. So they pulled up in the gas station and Steve's brother got out to go to the bathroom. And I think Robert was like standing up at the car door and then got out of the room. And Steve's brother started to go to the restroom and the police jammed it because they had already followed them. I guess they had decided whenever they stopped, we would swoop them. So when they stopped, they just swooped them. So they jumped out their car pointing guns at Steve's brother. Right. And then, and then this is when they
shot Steve in the mouth. Right?
And then they shot Robert. And Tommy was in the back of the car. They were shooting up the car. Tommy had a gun. And then he got out the car, got a couple shots off, and then they shot Tommy. But they had set the thing up. They had followed him.
You mean Roger didn't have no gun at all?
The only one that had a gun was Tommy. One gun in the gun was Tommy. Yeah, they tried to play it like it was a shootout, but it wasn't a shootout. It didn't have anything to do with a shootout. They just murdered him. That's all what they did. Murdered him. That's what they did, man. Yeah, it wasn't no shootout.
See that?
And then they let.
The first thing is discipline, man, before you get control big for y'all, man. From here, you start out going to community, so community know, man, what you're doing. So see, the pig off you, Roger. You just on the funeral, man. You can't do what you're doing with dead. You got to have the community back. The pigs, the police are protecting the landlord. If Roger run out with a Molotov cocktail to blow one of these rat-infested buildings, they kill him.
Oh my goodness. Where are you? Oh.
Hey there, Drew. I'm going to show you today how to do 4 months.
Now, guys, we're still in Oakland. We are still in Oakland. For my Cali people, this is your back in the day special for you. Look at them houses. Look how nice and clean it look. Look how nice and clean it look.
This documentary moves within the two overlapping worlds together. Day-to-day physical reality and the world of dreams and fantasies of escape. It is a story of people caught in a lifelong struggle between their hopes and their abilities, and their discovery that no matter how hard they try, they will be losing just the same.
Cadillac, a home, my own home, and put my mother in while I'm on the road. And I would also come back to West Oakland and let them know that I did make it.
In Harlem, they have tenement houses. They have these big buildings.
That's, well, we on
same
East.
dirt,
I don't have
doors,
high rises.
same bars, same pawn shop, whiskey
Yep.
stores.
Yep, same thing.
Right here on 7th Street, just the same thing. I grew up on 118th Street. It's 118th Street all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Anything the power structure wants, I don't want. Anything they don't want, I want it.
That's losing just the same. Losing just the same. That's Where is Boss Lady at?
I'm right here.
You guys, you see how nice Cali looked beautiful back then.
Yes.
See, that's the only thing. Go ahead, Boss Lady.
And it's gorgeous now.
That
But
area-
all the homes like that are gentrified. The no more family homes like that anymore. Too many.
No, growing up, right? Well, you know, I'm over here, so I will only connect it to, hey, James, late for class, James, I'm gonna beat you. Now, the closest way we got to you guys was watching certain movies. That's how, you know, that's how y'all got to us. That's how we knew about each other until hip hop came out, right? And hip hop brought us all together. and they try to boomerang that. But I just always say, what's wrong with them? You know, because we're so busy. We live like, you gotta, like, depending on where you live, because to buy a house, I don't care what part of time you bought a house, it was very expensive. You know, so I was like, what's wrong with these people? They got their own little space where we in boxes. We pay more for a little apartment than, I'm like, that's the gang, man, that's the ghetto. I'm like, I said, that's the ghetto. I'm gonna move in the ghetto in Cali because we got the same violence and stuff, but at least you can stay in your house. You ain't gotta come out. Then you always gotta pass a neighbor going upstairs or downstairs, one on this side of you, one on that side of you. And then now I think the furthest the buildings went, I think like maybe the 25th floor, but now, I mean, besides, depending on what area you was, then maybe it was bigger. So it's like, it's easy to get got. Unless you walk in a crowd in New York, and I was like, that's the ghetto. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, shit. Like that being said.
Yeah, it's like block to block. And in LA, it's street by street.
No, it's still street by street, but.
And I met a youngster, and me and my cousin had went down there on a road
Don't
trip.
tell me you went to beat somebody.
I
know.
So I ended up, the person that we went to go see ended up leaving us at his family's house and taking off. So you know me, I'm sitting on the curb thinking to myself with my Zaza trying to get me some Zaza. So I'm like, you know, this is too much. So I'm sitting there, and the youngster comes out and starts talking to me. He, you know, hooks me up with Zaza, tells me about he lives in the valley. He said, but what it is I want you to know is, he said, I got a cousin that live around the corner that I ain't seen in 10 years. That I grew up with. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, but I can't go over there and he can't come over here. That stuck with me. That stuck with me.
But only thing is, like, it's crazy because remember, I'm in the city, so we don't have. You would think we would have something to do with New York, period, but we don't. We in the city. We don't know nothing about upstate unless you probably went on a trip. Because I remember, if you're driving, it's like 9 to 10 hours for us to get upstate. Now,
from Brooklyn to upstate New York.
Yeah, depending on what part of upstate. So people, that's why we always specify New York City, because we don't go New York, we go NYC. So you know we don't know nothing about up there because the weather is freezing up there and everything. They type of cold, and we still in New York. They type of cold is different from our type of cold. You go upstate because they getting that Canada weather.
Right.
They getting that weather from Canada. Y'all can keep it. But I went to upstate and I was already cold. They was walking around with sweaters. I'm like, what the hell? They're like, no, we used to this type of cold. I'm like, shit. That cold, that upstate cold hit you different. It hit you different. Shoot. But how, like, if you go from one side of California to the next California, like, if you was for the drive-by, well, hey, we got underground everything. We could bus it there or train it there too. But how long would a drive be?
From
one side of Cali to the other side of Cali.
Well, from where I am to LA, it's 8 hours. And then, say the farthest point is maybe 10 to 12 hours.
Yeah. All right. So, even though we're not big as y'all, but it's the same drive. I think because for some reason to go upstate depends on how you get there. Because it's crazy. I don't know how to explain it, but if you live on this side, you understand what I mean. We got to go through Jersey just to get upstate. So we got to go from the city up into Jersey and then back into New York State. So we got to leave out of our state, go through another state just to come back to our state. Isn't that something? So that's what makes the ride even longer. But that's two states combined. You know, but I just didn't understand what, you know, that was a ghetto. That's a good looking ghetto. compared to our ghettos. It's like it's night and day. And I'm like, y'all got nice palm trees and stuff. We ain't got none of that. We got the regular old tree, the old tree, just regular tree. Nothing. And then when we kept getting something, it was getting destroyed. And I'm like, and then everybody crowded up. We crowded up door to door. I said, I would take their ghetto anytime until the crack came in and I changed my mind. I'm like, nope, nope. Now, I'm going to do, I need somebody to give me, I'm going to research that because sometimes people tell me about statistics. I don't even know why I keep bringing it up, but I just get pissed off. But anyway, I have to hit people in the head with the truth, or bam, I have to bring my receipts. Get out my face.
And see, they had a Black Panther headquarters in my neighborhood too.
But it start with an S, right? I mean, where you at start with an S, right?
Yeah.
That's I'll probably get it, but I guess they probably had this first and then put it over because this is 66. I put the thing up on the title. It's 66.
Oh yeah.
So, but it must have. I don't know if it was an Oakland spot or who spot it was at first. But when I do, hopefully he have Oakland, and then I could put the dates there. That's one thing I like. I like to put a timestamp.
Yeah.
For you guys, I like to put a timestamp. I can't whistle, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why I stopped 15, 14. 9, 10, 11.
It's hard for them to grow up in the slum because they see
Did you
so
see
much
Pastor
action
PK?
going on. I've had more trouble since I've been in West Oakland than I ever had.
Social Study Case S2614, Agnes Johns, recipient under the AFDC program, July 1966. Assessment of areas of functioning. Agnes Johns is the mother of 10 minor children.
Yeah,
she is 34 years of age.
Damn, lady.
Separated from her first spouse,
9
who
children at
deserted the
34?
home in 1960. Since arriving in Oakland from Louisiana, she has had 3 additional offspring.
Oh, Lord.
The
That's
monthly
13 kids,
welfare
girl.
budget is $392. The oldest child, Robert Lee Johns, is 17 and a half years of age.
And she's pregnant, right?
He stopped attending classes at McClymonds High School toward the end of his 11th year. School authorities doubt that he will re-enroll. He has a juvenile arrest record of 3 arrests dating from 1964. Robert's social personal functioning.
Yo, he looks good in that sweater.
He appears to perform adequately.
And he look kind of cool there, boss lady.
And he is. That's what they do. He got him looking good.
My lady got 13 kids now. Come on. They erasing what? What it mean? See what I'm saying? Mother's got to make a way. That man left her with 10 kids.
And pregnant.
We don't even allow people to talk to us and use the word slum anymore, or ghetto, because we feel that this has been a stigmata. And we say that it is an older section, an older historic section of Oakland.
So, how far are you from Oakland?
We have carried this name as
Look at that. It's beautiful, boss lady. Gosh.
We don't have that name.
If that's your ghetto, we take it.
Given
We'll take that area right now.
Area, because we have nice homes in this area, and we have intelligent people. We have people with middle income, and we don't have all people, as they state, as on welfare.
back in the days. This is back in the day. He be on that Zaza, but this is back in the days where siblings had to be siblings. It really, people don't understand. Like these days, people are not good siblings. But back then, you had to be a good older brother or a good sister. My mama had them babies, and she made sure when she wasn't at the house, the elder had to. Mama had to do what she had to do, like, and then the elders had to hold it down. And you don't see that no more. You don't see where they don't, kids don't help their mama out. A lot of things you don't see no more. There's 13 kids up in there. And then there's a lot of pressure on the older siblings though. A lot of pressure on them.
Well, you know, guys,
And Shirley 34, boss lady. Look how old she looks. Her face. Stressed.
Look, I'm thirsty. I need a beer. Will somebody go to the stove for me?
Somebody. You better pick one.
Give my cigarette.
Pick one.
What'd you do with it? You wouldn't go spend it?
No.
Well, then what need would you have for it?
Nothing.
You gonna put it in the bank? I had my pistol in my pocketbook. I know where I had it at. I know no one had my pistol but you. I know you had my pistol.
Her pistol? Ooh, mama was packing, boys. Lady, let me find out. Let me find out.
When I woke up, I went to my room to get on the bed. I was laying on top of my bed. So I put it in the drawer. Well, if they ever catch you doing something like this, then that again it's gonna be too bad because they ain't nothing but trouble. Put me on the level, then you do it.
All right, so apparently I just got fired. The hell could be?
If you look, you'll find it. You didn't look. You know, it's always saying it all the time. I have it right in my pocket. Day, night, everywhere I go, I keep it there. When I be traveling, you don't know who's gonna bother you. So that's what I have for protection. Leave it alone.
Oh, I hate it. Now, I feel like I'm nothing living here. Why do I have to live here? I can't find nowhere else to go. Nobody wants you when you have children, especially many children as I have. The change between West Oakland and Louisiana is not very much different because Louisiana, the only thing you have to say yes sir, no sir back there, but the living is just not any different. I'd rather say yes and no and live comfortable than to live in the slums and you can say yes and no.
It really disturbs me when I hear my people calling West Oakland ghetto and slums and so on. And I've lived around here for 45 years. And I've traveled quite extensively, but I have never found any slums in West Oakland.
Remember when cars used to look like that?
The city enforces the laws to keep up property, but they didn't bother with West Oakland because they knew that people that used to live in West Oakland had moved out. And they let Oakland run down because they knew someday
Acorn Project.
they were going to come back and take this property and run us out.
We'd like to call the bandstand Curtis Baker, Black Jesus.
I did not name myself Black Jesus. This was did by poor people who that I have helped. I am black. I think I have much pride and dignity. I think I have much
dignity.
self-control. We know we got white bigots, atheists, hypocrites. We got white dogs who have never did anything for us.
Curtis Baker's on the front page again with his private poverty program. But we get all of the publicity to individuals
see women?
who are at the edge where they are.
Grandma got mustache.
all the time. But solid, constructive work such as is being done by the block leaders rarely gets any publicity.
We can represent black power. We need it. What is black power? Mr. Joe Fincher, this is Mr. Joe, the bartender.
What's black power?
Joe, black power means that black people will lead their own problems. Black people will drive their own cars. But Joe, I'm gonna answer if you give me time, baby. Well, Joe, black power means that we are tired of the white people driving, getting in the front seat, driving our car, and we sit in the back. And when it breaks down, Joe, then they say we break it down.
You know why you're dangerous? You're dangerous because you're constantly preaching black power, black supremacy.
Well, Joe, I don't know.
Are you gonna kill all the whiteys?
But Joe, black power means this, Joe. If I have to kill all whiteys, Joe, in order where I can get freedom, Joe, I'm willing to do this, Joe.
No.
That's okay, Johnny. That's okay. Let him go, Johnny.
It's a very, and Joe, let the preacher man talk.
You're so ignorant that that's point.
Don't say that out loud because you don't want to. That's your prerogative.
He's exploiting you.
Well, I have been listening to you for a long time. That's why I am.
Damn fool.
Joe.
I'll break up the whole black.
Break it. You're
Kenny's in trouble. Kenny's only shoots another to the chest. He's in trouble. Kenny's in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. He's in very much trouble if you don't fight back. Oh, only shoot one to the short rib. Kenny runs him up against the wall. Shoot to the midsection. We one to the arm. One to the short rib. Shoot mighty light. Only shoot hard to the chest. Getting very painful. Kenny, one to the jaw. Short rib to the jaw. Only shoot one to the chest. Kenny with two back. To the rib. Only one to the rib. There, man. Only one to the short rib. Back again. Only shit. Your jaw tied up. Tied up, ladies and gentlemen. Both boys are tied up.
Now, remember, guys.
What you call it?
Remember, that's 66. Mhm. Hey, the Sugar Delights. Sugar Delights. What's up, sugar? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Tonight, we need some soap to wash your hands. Monsieur, what you gonna do tonight when your hair falls over your eyes? By what time I get home? Don't let it no more. Oh, my little lady.
I told him if he want to get to be a nice young man, he have his hair trimmed low, get him a job, buy him some nice clothes, and go to mostly any kind of employment office and try to find him a job.
Go out and get you a girlfriend. Okay? If you don't catch a girlfriend, I do it over free.
He said it makes no difference about your hair. But I think it does make a difference with the people that want to hire you. If I heard this on the radio about they weren't hiring boys with these long hair with the processes on their head.
The back cage. Oh, the back cage, huh?
Back the cage. Blah.
Gets up in the morning combing, he lay down combing
nowadays, when they, speaking of processing, years ago it was known as concholine. And this was done by lye, a strong washing soap, and eggs. And it was put on your hair, and it was what we call take the kinks out and give you that straight hair appearance. Then we'd slick it down with some heavy grease. And at that time, it was called, I believe it was Murray's hair preparation or something like that. And now as it got refined, they have a better chemical that they put in, and it doesn't leave sores in your hair like it used to do. Because years ago, it used to come up with big sores if you left it in your hair too long, and all your hair would fall out. But now, they have this refined process that they use. And the fellas straighten their hair, and they put on, go under the dryer, they sit on the dryers. And this dries their hair into the waves that the barber has put in there with his finger, what they call finger waving. So you see most of the kids today, they like this idea of having processing. The reason I stopped processing, it seemed to me that just came to me overnight. I took pride in race, and I wanted to identify with being a Negro. I didn't want to be something other than what I was really supposed to be. And out here doing it more to identify with being an entertainer or a hustler. That gives them that appearance of being slick, wise. To have a process now, you more readily identify a man with a process now as a hustler.
So you want to know where to invest $1,000 right now? Well, forget about.
Oh, God, that rat's there. Oh, Jesus. Oh, gave me the itchies.
I said, boy, you would have tried to make something out of yourself before it's too late. But the next day, it seemed like the same old dull day, nothing to do.
It's just like my dad used to tell me. He says, if you have dreams and you never realize one of them during your lifetime, then you've lost. You lose out. So you got to start making false dreams, false plans. One day you're going to be maybe you're going to be a big pimp. So we never thought that we're going to be a big school teacher or a doctor or a lawyer. We should think in the lines of hustling. We're going to be a good hustler. We're going to be a good thief.
I see myself as an average, everyday American boy, trying to make it like everybody else, trying to be somebody out of something, somebody trying to be me out of something. I feel like kind of empty, and you wasted all your time, all this time, when you could have had you a job, and spending money and come to school every day, spending useless lunch money. Just come to school, eating, and going back home. It's like going to a big party. A silent party where everybody be quiet and pretend they're working and everything. I'm gonna get me a car. I'm gonna get me some money, give my mother some.
In the closet. Anthony, in the closet right there.
You should never my little big girl.
That's what we did. It's okay. I gotta remember, little kid. Until you learn how to get on. No, don't go to those sports.
No, I did not see it.
I hear this all the time.
It's hidden under a blanket.
Okay.
Well, when you been sleeping all
It's hidden under a blanket.
And how long did you notice that? Like a minute? As soon as you got there, you noticed it was there. So it took you, I looked at you. You was talking for like about 5 seconds. You didn't even look for a whole minute. You looked for a couple of seconds. It said, I don't see it. So that means you didn't look. You peeked. If you're gonna look, this means like for something. You're gonna move something out your way, and if you don't see it there, you're gonna move stuff out your way and see it there. You automatically say, well, for 5 seconds, I don't see it. Okay. I want you to act.
Y'all just about to get up off the wall and help me do something.
Because I said so. And your attitude. Right, you look with you and your attitude. Yeah, you don't bother, you know, why you ain't doing nothing. So why wouldn't I leave you alone?
I've been let down a couple of times. And when you get let down 2 or 3 times, you feel out. I'm just afraid. I'm afraid of being let down again. I was let down the first time.
I never said I was smarter.
My husband left me with 7 children. And I never heard from him again in 7 years. So when he left, I had no job or nothing, no alternative how to make a living for these kids. So I left and came to California, went to the employment office, and they sent me to work. Me and Mrs. got good. After we got good, we started living together. And when he got angry with me, he'd move all this stuff out the house and part of mine.
You're mad at me because I'm
mad. Why would I be mad? I'm not mad.
And this last time, he didn't leave nothing in the house. I had to go for that.
Damn. Ridiculous. And I ain't go back with you. You go back with you.
So I've been let down, and I just don't know how to go around and get me someone else. I would
That's
like
why
to
you
find a man
think
that's be interested in my children and interested
You're
in
very
me too.
disrespectful.
I help me keep the
I
kids.
tell you all the time. If I don't matter. Tell him the story, okay?
I'm asking you. The time that I would see my kids walking across the floor, graduating, and then they would go to college.
No man is an island. At one time or another, all of us are faced with the question, should I hate my transgressors or forgive them? If we forgive them, we can go on living with them. But if we begin or continue hating them, we cannot live with them and therefore must draw ourselves delete. Thus,
hey, Caroline. She's sweeter than cherry pie. excuse me, black woman, we in 1966, right? Cause we're gonna go. I'm gonna show this video again tomorrow, right at this point, because as you say, I see double. I'm seeing doubles or what? I can't hear you, boss. Keep us. Now this is 1966. Look how many women are graduating. Look how many women graduated. I thought they said that we was back in them days. Back when what days? Back in what day? Give me a timestamp. I'm back to 1966. So you would have think that they were born in maybe 1940. So they was born in the 40s. So right about now, these people are between 65 and 70. These people, if they still living, it's they are between 50 and 60. Between 50, they are, okay, these are the 12th graders, right? So let's say they would have been turning 18. But either way, as we see, when the family told them girls to get their education, they got their education. Yeah, we seen one lady that we saw who had the kids. Nobody talks about all the women who did not have kids. I mean, who went to school and graduated. So what do you want them to do? Quit right now? When you see your family in poverty so much, I don't think we have time for you to tell us what our place is. We don't have the time. Oh man, I just want to stop right there. See all them young ladies graduating.
Billy Hay. Johnny Clifton.
Look at that. Look at that. It's an all-black school. Look at that. Don't talk about my black people. Look at that. Look at that. All-black school.
Oh, I wish I could see Robert walking with one of those long robes on and one of those graduation caps. I'd have felt so proud to see him. I would like for Robert to be a lawyer, if possible, and I'd like Otis to be an electrician. And Ramona, I would like for her to play a piano. And Shirley, I would like for her to be a teacher. And I would say Michael, I would also like for him to be a teacher. And Drew, she wants to be a nurse. They would send me reports on Robert at all times that he didn't come to school, and I went to Mr. Hargraves and I talked with him.
We have several youngsters like Robert in our school. Youngsters who really feel that they want to receive a high school diploma, but who have so many deficiencies, not only academic deficiencies, but a lack of self-discipline that they really don't know how to go about doing that.
I would show these things to him and recommend that he did go to school because I wanted him to finish, you know. So Robert said, well, no need of him going. It's messed out because he felt like if he would stop and get him a job to do, he'd be prepared to go next section.
You know, I'm sure Robert, like most of the youngsters, want a job. Someone would have to give him a job. If you're going to send him down somewhere to apply, to fill out the application form and to apply and to meet certain criteria, you can forget about it. I think someone needs to give him a job and say, I believe in you. I think you can do this. Hold his hand if necessary. Watch him. Tell him he has to produce on the job and everything else. And I think he'll be on his way. I really feel that with a youngster like Robert, his chances of finishing school under the normal procedure of going to school for 6 periods every day without anything else, I don't think he's going to do it this way.
Look at that. And now they got the computer.
Is this Robert Johns? Robert, this is Miss Milby from the Youth Employment Service. There's a job open for a young man you want to start secretary. Do you have a pencil and paper?
Pencil and paper, just a minute. O'clock. Okay. Yes. All right, thank you for calling. Hey, Mama. Mama. Mama.
What you want?
Come here.
Oh, who's that on the phone?
Come here. I finally got a job interview.
A job interview?
Yeah.
What's your job for?
It's in a factory.
Did you ask them how much you're paying?
No, they're all come out the interview. And they have to pay me enough, just they can't pay me $1 a quarter. I wouldn't go for that.
Now, have you figured out how you're gonna get transportation there and back?
Transportation there and back. I'm gonna ride the bus for the interview, but when I make enough money, I'll buy me a car. Now I have transportation over there and back in the day, see.
What do you think about school?
What about school? School's a long time away from me now.
Yeah, but I still want you to keep school in your mind.
Yeah, you want me to sit around here in my pajamas all day until school starts?
Well, it don't mean sit around in your pajamas, but I'm not gonna stand for you to get a job and not to go back to school.
Yeah, well, school haven't even started. I'll go back to school when school starts. I'm going back to school. I'm not leaving. I feel afraid no one make it sometime.
Watch yourself, Sonny. That left Thomas Stern's close.
Make icicle and a pitcher of wiggle. Pour out glass and drink it down. Yum, yum, and drink it down like the other kids and nuts. You'll make your tummy tickle. Wink, 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 winkle.
I always say California was rich and everything, Everybody was rich, having a good time, About every night you didn't have to work hard and make good money. I came out here and they was living just like everybody else was.
You good, boss lady?
No better, no worse.
But they had a Bank of America. They had a Bank of America back then. Wow.
If you don't pay for the $1 a quarter, I ain't gonna take it.
Can I help you? Where's your necklace? Would you care to take a seat, my kid? There's Mr. Robert Jones here to see you. Thank you.
How old are you?
17.
Have you ever been arrested?
Yes, I've been arrested. I was picked up for suspicion of battery.
Oh.
Yeah, but I didn't do it, they let me go.
So your job will be to sweep the factory after the plant closes at 4:30 in the afternoon. To sweep this area out, to put all the scraps in big boxes and run them down the freight elevator to the alley. Keep the two laboratories here, the men's and women's laboratories, clean per day. Buck and a half. Okay, well let's plan on coming here next Monday at 9 o'clock and we'll get started. Knitting machine? That's how it's the same way your socks are made. So we'll see you next Monday at 9 o'clock.
Stuff. Let's make it, That's it. Look at it.
Cost me more money to send Robert actually to work and to do, keep me at home. So I didn't see no reason why he shouldn't quit. But he still want to go on and work. Well, he said he was going to try to get part-time and go to school part-time. But for as I see, he'll be losing just the same if he do this.
My mother, she always fussing and fussing. I'd just be glad to get out the house and walk. She just be worried a lot. She don't mean to holler or nothing like that. But it gets me, burns me up. Then when I come in sometimes, she be telling me I've been drinking. I ain't had nothing, and I don't be drinking nothing. I miss with no dope and nothing no more. Just think how she got 10 kids and she been doing that ever since for a long time. That's how come I got to make something out of myself. I'm going back to school and make something out of myself so I can take care of her.
I feel lousy. Because whenever I'm going down there, I never have enough money to get what I really would want. My nerves are already bad because I feel like they think I'm trying to steal something, and I never stole anything in my life. And I've often wondered why they feel like us Negroes are go in the store and steal something. They don't do most white people like that. I see them get their clothes in their arms and walk all around in the store and it don't bother them. But when I go in the store, they'll tell me they'll take this until I come to the checkout place to pay for it. Robert. He always he was mama's baby. When he was born, I bought him with these overall suits, and I thought it was so cute on a little baby.
I'm done. Okay. Put that in bag.
And they got clearance sales for $10.
All right.
$10. They got clearance sale.
I went down so much. I used to have hips. Now I'm went down so bad. Really. They always tell me how to pick up me some extra money. Quite a few go out and pick up them something. I think a woman is lowering herself when she get out on the streets and do a thing like that. I feel like she have a person, man. Maybe she got two. It might be fine. If she's a woman that got children, he knows she needs something. And he feel like he should give her something. Some of them like to do it, some of them don't like to work. And in another way, some of them just think it make them look nice to do this. And the reason why I realize people on welfare don't get enough money. And they goes out and they what you call turn these little things and get, if they don't get but $5, they feel like they can buy a little food with that or something like that. But I don't feel like that I would put myself in that position. I wouldn't want this public for nothing in my life.
Will the meeting please come to order? The secretary will read the minutes of the last meeting.
July the 25th, 1966, 18 present. The meeting was held at Mrs. Ballard's home, 1503 Magnolia Street. Meeting open, minutes read and approved. Mrs. Merriweather reported a riot started on Chestnut Street last Thursday evening. The block leaders reported to the police and a crowd yelling, "Let's have another what?" What is
look up to nobody. I feel like I just get this one.
Tell you the truth that I was gonna be something mixed up with myself. Money. That's what everybody needs, money. No, I'm not going on my television.
Wish I could call back to be a little girl. I'd put every day of my life in school. That school was going on. Get me a little job, wouldn't have to look up for nobody. I feel like I just get to running away and just go leaving. Although I know I wouldn't get far. Sometimes I feel like I should go to the bar and just sit there and just drink till I get happy. That's about the only thing I see you do.
All my life I've been living in a fantasy, a dream world, lying to myself. This is the only way you can make it. You can't make it by just normally. I mean, you need something to hold on to.
I dreamed I was a bull or something. It looked like I was trying to get to someone. I was running. I was after someone. And I never could get this person. Seems like we was in a field, an open field. And I'd run them so till he would all turn because he jumped the fence on me. And I couldn't make it. Then I woke up shaking, wondering why did I have to be a bull?
Will you with your children, please turn off the record player. I'm so tired. I want to go to sleep.
Ah, the dress too small, but alrighty.
do it. No second thoughts about it. I go do it.
Mayonnaise, 39 cents.
All I have to do is drink 3 or 4 beers and I'll be able to do it.
You right next to the stuff.
But I know it's gonna be something. I know it. I don't think I know. It's a fact. It's a fact.
The secret of a person's strength is identification with, while the most dangerous source of a person's weakness is alienation from life. The game of life is hard and must be played by all, with everyone working together with patience and long suffering. We are out to win because we are afraid of suffering eternally in the inferno. The opposite team is made up of only 4 players. Defeat the catcher, face the fieldman, destiny the baseman, and time the pitcher. It is a hard game, and many strike out because they wait too long and are caught unprepared. Many pop out to fake and don't have a chance.
I tell you what I do. I tear up some of them big stores, and I would maybe loot while you got a chance to get some at those big stores, get it, because they can always replace it. See? And as far as I'm concerned, San Francisco should have had a ride a long time ago.
See, there's nothing new under the sun. They still doing that today.
It's been on edge for a long time, and people have been looking for this, and in Oakland, the same thing will occur.
The police department called me about 3:30 this morning and told me they had picked up Robert. They told me he was setting fire around Rose Department Store in Oakland. I think they had this made up before we even got here this morning. Because they don't have no evidence, I don't see why they should hold him up again like that. The boy didn't keep him out of school. They said he wanted him to get an education. Now, how can he get an education up here?
Well, certainly Robert had made every effort to keep himself employed. And while he had dropped out of school for a while, he had re-enrolled in school and was attending classes.
Yes, he was. And really, by the police hitting him, I don't feel right over that at all. I really want something to be done. I don't want to suspend him. I want him to pay for what he did to my son.
We're going to register a protest regarding the police brutality. We're going to do everything we can. Let's go see Robert.
Okay.
I go to the gym all the time. I see people doing Zumba class.
Yeah.
Robert Lee John's mother.
Just a moment. Just a moment.
And attorney.
I'll be in a moment.
Robert, very, very concerned about being held over, and I think that we should encourage him.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come into the National class.
The only thing they're holding me on right now is what that witness said, That's the witness word against my word, So I guess they'll take the witness word, I don't see what behind this other boy that was pouring this stuff when I came up the street, They asked me, was he with him? And I just said, yeah. Because I thought the 3 was with him, I didn't know what the next went back and said no. So I went on down to back of a cat, and he was pouring the kerosene, So He told me to run, and he had already pulled on the other side of the street, and he just threw a match, and it struck up, and I was going, you know. And then on the other side of the street, I was wondering which way to go, and this man was coming by in the Cadillac, you know. And I asked him, what was he looking at, you know? And he lied and said, I said something else, something, I don't know. And so the other guy lit the other side of the street, the thing. I just started running, you know. And I got on the other street, and I just stopped, you know. I said, I ain't being, I'm running, what the hell I'm running for? So as I was walking across the street, this guy in the Cadillac pointed me out to the police. Police got the car and was searching me. And he didn't find nothing but some lunch tickets I had in my pockets, you know. He didn't find no matches or nothing. And he put me in the car and smelled my hands. It wasn't any kerosene smell on it, gasoline smell at all, you know. And so he still took me downtown. And the cop made me stand up. I pulled the hat over my head, and one cop slapped the hat off my head, you know. I started to hit him, you know, but I was thinking about it later on, you know, when I get in court.
He does, James, just like him. Boss lady.
Yeah.
Don't he like Charlie?
He asked me something. I didn't hear whatever he said, and I asked him.
He does look just like Charlie.
And he said, you want me to take him off? And I said, yeah, I want you to take him off.
Cheekbones and the way he do his eyebrows.
In the stomach, you know.
Yes, he do. Just like Charlie.
Back, you know. But I still thinking about resisting, because every time they pick me up,
it could be related. Never know.
You know. This time I thought I'd take a look, you know.
He looked just like Charlie. Gosh.
Anyway, this other cop shoved me off from the cell and called me a monkey.
Even the way he talked.
I wanted to get him bad. I ran to. I went
it's
to.
all the above. That's crazy.
He had cracked a lip, and I tried to push the door to get at him.
Long lost cousin.
Up, you know.
Cousin.
And so they came in and they came in, you know. When they hit me in the stomach, they came in and pulled my clothes off me, you know. Then threw an old jumpsuit in there, you know. Well, one cop had his feet in my back. I forgot to mention that he had his feet in my back when he was taking the handcuffs off, and I was on the floor, you know. And then I put on that old jumpsuit to keep warm, and then I fell out, and then I fell off the bench, and next thing I know was morning, and two cops came in there, you know, and asked me for a statement. You know, I told them what happened, but they didn't want to hear about what the cops had did. They only want to hear about my experience on the streets. They didn't want to hear about what the cops had did up there. So I went over to they took me over to juvenile hall. A nice cop took me over there, and then they booked me in over there. I had a feeling I wasn't coming home to even quit my job to come back to school, you know. Probably if I hadn't quit my job, I wouldn't have been in no stuff now, but I quit my job and came back to school, try to get the diploma. I don't know what they're gonna try to do. The cops will think of something, you know. They'll think of something.
Who is James today? I can't see the face.
But the people trying to make it that way uptown, you know, but they can't do it. Not if I don't want them to. They ain't gonna put me in no hole. Not even in this hole.
Oh, you look terrible. Won't even give you a comb to comb your head. You know that's lousy. There's some damn lousy cops, that's all.
Oh, I feel her pain. They let him out.
Yeah. Don't be so mad. Is that what you told me to do?
I ain't mad.
I saw them tears, lady. I saw them tears.
Why you living with that? Why you give me that? Why you give me that?
Oh, I feel your pain, mama. That's what black mothers go through. These men, you can talk about us all you want, but you don't feel no pain like a mother. They end it with the mother crying. But woo.
That's deep.
I tell you one thing, Oakland still look good to me. I don't know how it look now, but I still think it look better. Looks good to me. But no man, yo, you really free. I know the mother, right? That ain't that. I tell people all the time, you can't judge how many kids a lady have. You're not gonna have no more or no less than what God wants you to have. Because it's out of them 13 kids she have, we don't know which lineage of kids God's going to use to do something greater. So it's not people are talking about how many kids somebody got. No, God want one of them 13 is going to born. When I mean born, I don't mean their kids. It could be their kids or their kids' kids or their kids. We don't know, but we do know that he need one of them have to have kids. See how they turn out, and maybe they kids. If we look at all a lot of these artists, I think like Mario had a house full. The guy from Wu-Tang had a house full, and a lot of them had a house full. One was sleeping on. They had kids sleeping on, and 2 kids on a twin. One slept with their head this way. The other one slept with their head the other way. Right? So if you look at who's made money now, let's just say we took out we're gonna do Jay-Z. Let's say we took out, who's a billionaire? Okay, look, okay, you know what, Rihanna, all the people, Rihanna, Puff Daddy, all the ones who I'm naming them, they got the billions. Right? They got the billions. So imagine if their mother or their great grandmother or their great grandmother never had their grandparents, because y'all claim it's too many kids. It's too many kids, but you don't know what God gonna do. You don't know. Like, look at Puffy. His kid, his father passed away when he was a baby. So his grandmother had to have Puffy's father, so Puffy's father can have him. But if you notice, he passed away. So it was his mother and grandmother that, if at one point in time, if one of them kids did not be born, we won't have a Puffy, we won't have a Jay-Z, we won't have we wouldn't have them. So don't be too quick to talk about God's work. Even when people go and they go get that, what you call that, boss lady, the thing, artificial? When they go, the artificial one, yeah. Even when they get that done, it doesn't, a lot, for some people it works. For some people it does not work, because God said, I don't want you to have none. This is not gonna work. And then you got some, they first shot they knocked up. You're not guaranteed.
I have a friend that has kids for other people.
Mm-hmm.
She had 4 girls, and then she started having kids for other people. And she had some boys, but she had them for other people.
God bless her. God bless her. She met it, and the people who she had them from, they are so happy. It took. Let me see. I wanted to Pastor P, but anyway, Pastor P was on YouTube, but he was at a basketball game. So that's what made them do it. Gosh, you don't know that. He's at a basketball game with kids. If a kid is seen in a video, they make a video, a kid video. I guess he didn't notice that. He gonna have to read his somebody gonna have to tell him, because he was at that He was at that his son basketball game.
Oh. Yeah, he don't know he has to retire him.
No, he gonna have to do that over. He may gotta take down that video. He may have to take down that video. What you saying yes to, James? Now tomorrow we're gonna get into welfare. We're gonna get into when it started, and I want to see. I've been trying to find a video where, I want to know how the percentage of men who had. Remember, I showed the other video. It was mad. I purposely found that video and I played it because people are like, talking about the black people. No, because when you speak upon it in like statistics where it was only black women. It was not only black women who got on welfare, and it wasn't only black men that was taken out the house. Now you have to prove to me how many black men was taken out their household and from what time frame. We're gonna get into that tomorrow. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all gonna have to stop playing with me. We're gonna dig into that subject tomorrow. I gotta do my effery now. I gotta do my effery. Let me check my Beagle first. So then I'll drop this real quick. Can we finish? Bum, 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 bum. I don't know nobody here. Zeus is on. It's dead in them streets. Boss lady is dead in them streets. Nope, it's dead in them streets. But I still got some tea for you guys. I could come on back. I'll be trying to start right around. I'm gonna save that till you get home. This is Black History Month. YouTube. This is Black History Month. Please don't mess up my channel. But the videos, I find them, but don't rip it up. But my mother was the last of 9 kids. If her mother stopped at 5, I wouldn't be here. You see that? Thank you, James. She was number 9. She was love potion. No, you was love potion number 9. You was the love potion number 9. Love potion, that was James. They named the song after James, everybody. He was the love potion number 9. That's why I said you got to be careful before you talk about people, because you don't know what the universe is doing and you don't know what God is doing. But at the end of the day, it's going to be somebody great in everybody's family. It may not be millions of dollars great, but it's going to be where they get more advanced, and they're going to be the groundbreaker. They're going to be the one that changes the whole family for better. We just don't know what generation is going to be. That's the trick. So be careful before you talk about why these black mothers don't close their legs and can't have all these kids. You can't have no more, no less than what God wants you to have. And people are like, oh, well, they got different baby fathers. Because God must have want that man lineage with that man. Sometimes it's not a coincidence that two people met each other at that precise time. You know, like if you go out to a club and let's say you never met the person you go, then there's one day you and this person lock eyes. Rather, it's just for a night or for a couple of days, a month, marriage. We don't know, but you could hook up or something. And it happens because God wanted them two lineages together. He put this one with that one. You don't just meet people by coincidence. Even if it's on the good or bad. Then you got to add in the wars. A lot of stuff you got to add in there. You, like I said, you don't know what. But these two people meet because God wanted them to meet. You know? And as you see, boss lady, you should have seen every time she cooked. It wasn't no meat. The food looked like slop. He might be, I think her son might eat better in jail. He might eat better in jail. But every time she showed her cooking, it was no meat. One day it was just rice and something else. And I don't know what, it looked like they was eating grits or something all day. It didn't look good at all. I'm just saying. But either way, I got to go. We're going to have to do some cherry to boom, 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 and all that other stuff. All right, guys, I see you back here. Go to the bathroom and stuff. Go to the bathroom. Everybody go bother the boss lady. All right, guys, I am out of here. I see you guys back. Back.